Alright, so remember in the last episode how I talked about I didn't want to get into a situation where my job was on the line? About that. Hi everyone, Journeyman here, and welcome back to Save Our Saints. Today is episode number 4, and you join us in the middle of January 2019. So, as I mentioned in the introduction, I've been given an ultimatum by the board. I need to get 8 points out of our next 5 games. So naturally, today's episode and tomorrow's episode will be pretty much me trying to avoid the sack in my first Football Manager 2019 save. However, I do have to add that I was fired by December in the Tottenham save of the FM18 beta, so to get to January, that's actually an improvement, I think, in my opinion. Or maybe I'm just grasping at straws. So anyway, we'll talk about what's kind of led us to this situation. After the Man United game, we shouldn't actually play that badly. We drew 2-2 with Watford. Disappointing video playing at home. Nathan Redmond pretty much stole the show. Of course he did. We sell him. He comes back to St. Mary's and he steals the show. Gets himself a goal, a wonder goal by the way, and an assist after Manola Gabbiadini got himself a brace. After that, well, we lost 2-1 to Leeds in the FA Cup. This is a very disappointing performance. We actually played really well, but unfortunately Tyler Roberts came up in the 82nd minute to get the winner for Leeds. So the second time this season we've been knocked out by a lower league opposition. And then really confidence really hasn't, I mean, it's been completely, absolutely destroyed. And we took on Leicester here. And we were winning 1-0 and going strongly. As you see, the match stats at the bottom support that claim as well. 19 shots to their 7, 9 on target to their 4, 58% possession. We were just the better side. Ryan Bertrand actually gave us a lead in the 26th minute, but we just couldn't hold on. Jamie Vardy, of course, Jamie Vardy, he always scores against Southampton. And then Ricardo getting a goal in the 52nd minute from a, I would say, a speculative foul, let's put it that way. But anyway, it's led me to the situation now we are discussing with the board, and the board said if you want to save your job, you need to get at least 8 points out of the next 5 games. So if we look ahead, next 5 games, 2 are very hard, 3 are winnable. So first up today, we take on Cardiff and then Tottenham in the second episode, and then tomorrow's episode we'll take on Burnley or West Ham and then Man City. Obviously, Man City and Tottenham are going to be the most difficult games here, and if we get anything from those games, that will certainly be a bonus. While we take on Cardiff, Burnley and West Ham. So Cardiff, this is a team that we need to be beaten. They are bottom of the table right now, as you can see, with only 2 wins this season, only 9 points to their name. We currently sit 12th place in the table with 27 points, and we have a lot of work to do. I didn't realize how big a job this was after taking over. I honestly thought some of the pieces that we had were good enough to sustain at least a mid to upper table position. However, quite clearly I was mistaken, and this team needs a ton of work. Now, I'm not obviously excusing myself in all of this. My management hasn't been that great, and I felt like my tactics haven't really been as solid and sharp, and only in recent weeks have I found a system that kind of works in our favor. Results haven't been there, but performances have. So I'm hoping today will be the catalyst to change. I'm hoping we'll pick up a couple wins in a row just to ease off some of that pressure a little bit going into tomorrow's episode, which obviously could be the last episode of the beta save. It could be the end of the weekend, and I could already be sacked in Football Manager 2019. So if that happens, I'll work out something else to do. It's okay. There's plenty of fun, interesting saves out there to do if I do get fired here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's action up against Cardiff City. And silly me, I actually forgot to talk about transfers. Obviously, it's a January transfer window, so I've got players coming in and out of the club as I desperately try to save my job. Let's talk about players going out first. We knew about Amaya Yoshida. He left, obviously, on a pre-contract agreement to Ajax for 4.6 million. We finally got rid of Fraser Forster. Not as much wages, not as much wages off the book as I would have hoped, but he's going to play for Stade Reims in the French league. Harry Lewis has gone to Wickham on loan, and then we just sold Alex McCarthy to Manchester United. Alex hasn't played a single game all season. Obviously, Man United wanted to pick him up as a backup goalkeeper, and I needed the money. I needed the wage budget. I needed to try and find some players in that would help turn the fortunes of our club around. So those players, first of all, I bought in Marlos Moreno, who is on loan from Manchester City. A talented Colombian winger, can also play up top as well. A little bit of pace, a little bit of skill, a little bit of dribbling. Brought him in, and so far he was injured in his first match for us. So awesome. He had to go off at about 30-minute mark, but he is fit and eligible to play for us against Cardiff. So I'm looking forward to see what this guy can do. Then I brought in a right back, Jeremy Toljan. Now, obviously, as I spoke in the last episode, Victor Moses wasn't fitting the new system and new style, and the only right back we had at the club that was kind of usable right now was Glenn Johnson. So I had to bring in a right back. So Jeremy Toljan came in for actually a bargain price, really, of 4.2 million from Borussia Dortmund. That actually was a bit of a steal. As you can see, he's both plays on the right and left-hand side. He's preferred right, but he can use his left. He's an attacking fullback, which is, as I mentioned in the last episode too, a pretty important, I feel like, feature of Football Manager 2019, or position for Football Manager 2019. You need to have attacking fullbacks to be really effective at the top level. So this guy definitely fits the bill. He's got tons and tons of pace. Technically speaking, not that gifted. Mentally, he's growing and developing still. He's only 24 years old, so there's still a little bit of growth in him, but I feel like he could be a really decent to solid Premier League defender. After that, I brought in a little bit of a flyer on this guy, Giovanni Dos Santos. Now, we know he is a player with immense quality. Obviously, 111 caps for Mexico. But for whatever reason, he's never been able to stick that well in Europe. Now, I'm taking a flyer on him just because we needed another attacking central midfielder option to play behind the striker. Stuart Armstrong, he's done well at times, but he doesn't really have that it factor. Giovanni Dos Santos can provide that. As you can see, his technique is 17, flair 17. Off the ball movement is also pretty good. First touch, excellent. Dribbling, excellent. This is the kind of player that you can certainly bring on, or maybe even start at periods of time where you feel like he might influence and change the game. So I put him on a free transfer. I mean, it was actually kind of a bargain, not going to lie. We've been paying 60k a week, which isn't too terrible. That's something we can manage going forward. But I feel like Giovanni Dos Santos could be a key player for us going into the next 5 games. And then most recently, I just signed Renato Sanchez on loan from Bayern Munich. Obviously, he didn't do too well at Swansea last season. I'm aware of that. But I'm not sure why either. The guy looks superbly talented, and we needed another option in the central midfield after Højbjerg, Romeo, and Lamina. Obviously, Lamina still has issues as far as staying fit and on the field. So I'm appointing Renato Sanchez just to kind of alleviate some of the pressure from playing him every single week. I'm not sure why it didn't work out for him at Swansea. I'm sure there is a reason. I'm sure the Swansea fans will probably let me know in the comments below. But he looks great. He looks a very, very talented midfielder, and I bought him on loan for the rest of the year. We'll have to see it in the year. I might try and sign him if I'm still in the job, of course, because quite clearly he's a talented player. Alright, the moment of truth. This is a game that obviously we have to win. This is one of the 3 that I've earmarked as potential 3 points in our fight to try and save our job. And we beat them earlier in the season. And this is how we're going to line up for today's game. Now, I'm going to do it the 4-2-3-1 formation. Dos Santos goes straight into the side as an inside forward for today's game. Marino plays on the left-hand side. Sanchez will go to the bench. Haven't set the bench up quite yet. Danny Ings, by the way, is out for today's game. He's going to be out. Perhaps he'll be back for the Tottenham game. Fingers crossed, because we need him. And Renato Sanchez, as I mentioned, will go on the bench. And also, obviously, after Alex McCarthy left the club, Jack Rose will now be our backup goalkeeper. So, as I mentioned, this is how we're going to line up. Guns in goal, Bertrand left back, right back. Obviously, Jeremy Toljan will play it right back today with De Ligt and Hoyt through the middle. Romeo Lamina in midfield with Moreno, Armstrong, Santos in the attacking trio. And then Gabbiadini, of course, will lead the line. All right, so here we go. Big day, hopefully a big moment for us in charge of Southampton Football Club. Naturally, a bit of pressure today. Form is not in our favour, morale isn't in our favour. We've got a lot to fight against here, but I'm confident with some of these new boys in the squad that it'll make the difference today. All right, and straight away, we're about to lose Mourinho again for a second time now in just 2 games. Might have to come off here with a tight calf, allegedly. But here's a chance, perhaps. Giovanni to Lamina. Toljan looking back for Lamina, but he gives it away cheaply. And Cardiff are going to try and hit us on the break here. I expect to see a lot of that from Cardiff. And lucky enough, though, that was an atrocious effort from distance. But as you see, Mourinho has picked up a knock. So let's see what happens in this corner. Ball's whipped in. There's Lamina. Back to Romeo. Romeo to Delict. Patient build-up here. Here's Lamina. Once again, Armstrong, no penetration from the Saints. There's Giovanni! Get in there, Giovanni dos Santos. My word. Eloy looks a good pickup there. That's the kind of thing that I'm hoping to see from Giovanni dos Santos. Just little moments of brilliance. We can all see the talent is there. Just not 100% sure why it hasn't worked out for him in Europe. But that was a wonderful, wonderful strike there for Giovanni dos Santos. Only took him 15 minutes to get off the mark here in a Saints shirt. And it's good to be 1-0 up. Alright, so back to our second highlight now. 18.5 minutes now on the board. And so far, so good. Obviously, I'd like to maybe get a couple more goals here just to create that distance. Confidence obviously low in the side. So to have a couple goal lead would be nice to protect. Here's Marino now. Still thinking about bringing him off. Don't know if I'm going to hold off till halftime. We'll bring him off now. Here's Giovanni. Gives the ball away cheaply. Ball goes long here. Now Reed has a chance. Now he's through on goal. Reed shoots. Lucky enough though it was straight Angus gun. We've got to be aware of that. We can't leave too much space over the top. Alright, so 30 minutes now here in this game. Here's Lamina now. Plays it to Marino on the outside. Still going strong despite his injury. There's Mario Lamina. Giovanni. Back to Mario again. Romeo. Everything's running through Mario Lamina right now, and Romeo playing a little game by themselves. Here's Marino. That's a great forward run to Bertrand. Puts it in. There's Armstrong who makes it 2-0. Get in there. 2-0. Great assist there from Ryan Bertrand. Patient player from the Saints there, carving out a clear-cut chance opportunity. I don't mind if the guys play it around like this to carve out this kind of chance. And obviously Bertrand getting an advanced position there. And a good header from Armstrong there. Smithy's got across, got a good hand to it, but wasn't enough. And Armstrong gets himself a goal. And an assist today, so he's got a goal and an assist. So far it's been a good game for Stewart. Alright, so 2-0 up here at the break. Everything's going to plan so far. Possession's good. Cardiff only had a couple of small opportunities. But so far, so good from the boys. I'm very, very happy. I will have to take off Marino, though, just to try and protect him, perhaps for the next game. We're going on Maxwell Cornet, who's quite capable of playing that inside forward role on the left-hand side. So that's the only change I'm going to make for now. Obviously, I have Renato Sanchez on the bench in case I need to make a change. In case I want to bring on him for Lamina at some point, because Lamina, once again, his fitness is struggling there. 78 condition already, and it's only just starting the second half. Alright, so 60 minutes now on the clock here. Not much has changed in this game, not much action here in the second half. That's a good thing for us. Because a win is a win. I don't really care how we do it at this moment in time. I used to try and want style points and play the Southampton way, but at this point, 3 points is 3 points. But anyway, we've got to try and defend this first. If Cardiff got a goal back now, it will make the last 30 minutes of the game pretty awkward. Here's Camarasa to Murphy. There's Reed at the edge of the area. There's Harris to Peltier. He's got past Bertrand, and he's laid it on a plate for Josh Murphy, who makes it 2-1 now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so we've got to show a bit of nerve, a bit of composure. I'm going to say concentrate. We can't let this 2-goal lead slip. If we let a 2-goal lead slip here at home to Cardiff, we might as well resign ourselves to looking for a new job. Let's bring on Sanchez for Lamina. Bit of fresh legs in midfield. Alright, so 20 minutes to go in this game. Things are going pretty well still. Here's a free kick though, and it goes harmlessly over the bar. Angus didn't look too flustered by that one. Alright, so do we make a tactical change now? Do I maybe bring on Moses for Santos? I think so. And what I might do here is go a bit more traditional. Not No, let's keep it inside 4. Let's keep the same shape. Seems to be working okay for us, despite not really creating any chances here in the second half. Speaking of, this could be one. The shape of the team has actually been pretty good today. It's Gabbiadini. Unlucky Gabby. Haven't seen much of Gabbiadini today. He's been on decent form the last couple of weeks. It's been on... Oh, I can't. I wouldn't make 3 subs. Never mind. Ignore me. Anyway, here is Peltier now. He puts it in, and that's a chance for Cardiff, and we just thrown away a 2-0 lead. At home to Cardiff. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I'm getting sacked in the morning. I'm getting sacked in the morning. Everything was going too freaking well for me in this game, and then we just throw it away. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when it rains, it pours. There's Sanchez! Get in there. Ignore the rain, ignore the pour. We've got an umbrella, and his name is Renato Sanchez. Gets in there 3-2, and he's already made himself a hero. So 2 new players today got themselves on the score sheet. Renato Sanchez and Giovanni Dos Santos. What a strike that was from Sanchez as well. Keeper Alex Smoothies in goal can only watch as that flew into the top corner. All right, so naturally, let's go to defensive. Let's go off very attacking. Let's go to defensive here. And let's just hold on. Let's just hold on. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, great save from Angus Gunn. Great save from Angus Gunn. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. We've only got a minute now to hold on. What a game to start this episode. There's Gabby. Oh, come on. You gotta hold the ball up better than Gabbiadini. All right, so a minute now left to go in this game. And will Cardiff City break my heart again? As you see, they're pushing a very, very high line now. High line of engagement, which means Angus Gunn has been informed to hit this ball forward. All right, just keep hold of the ball. What are you going to do with it, Vic? Don't do that. All right, it's lucky enough, though. It was a terrible ball forward. Angus. Oh, no, Angus Gunn. Oh, no, Dean. Oh, my word. Wow. I'm not going to say anything about that. That was, yeah. Okay, I'm not going to say anything about that. Anyway, 3 points. We got our 3 points. A good win, boys. Try and get some confidence going in these lads, because obviously we go up against Tottenham Hotspur next, which is a much tougher game. But we have got a win finally. Our first win now in 5 matches. So, all right, got a win. That's all that counts. We'll move on to the next game. It's been an incredible result here in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Stoke have just knocked out Liverpool by a score of 6-4 on aggregate. Wow, so they went to Anfield, beat them 4-3, and then they just come back home and beat Liverpool 2-1. Incredible achievement from Stoke City, who currently sit 4th place in the Championship. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting. I wonder what team Liverpool put out, if it's going to be a weekend side. It does look weakened, I'll give it that, but they've still got some great players in there. Mo Salah, Firmino, Sturridge, obviously starting for them as well. Lovren, I mean, that's a team that should be beating the Stoke side pretty comfortably. All right, so you got the Tottenham scouting report here, and if we look at the weaknesses, there's not really any major weaknesses, so that's something. That's great. That's really good news for me. But this is one of the games that if I got anything out of, I would be happy with. Obviously, a point here away at Spurs would be a pretty decent result. But as you can see, generally, they're just kind of, I don't know, general weaknesses, really. Nothing particularly I can really, I don't know, take advantage of. We're going to sell a play here. Ben Rothorn, he's going to go play for Salford now. So good luck, Ben. Of course, from my job on the line, I love facing a headline of Southampton face the impossible. Really builds up a lot of confidence in my ability to take on Tottenham tomorrow. All right, so here we go. Big game up against Spurs. As I mentioned, though, if we get anything out of this game, it would be a net positive. We already got 3 points to our 8-point goal, so we have 5 more to get over the next 3 games after this one. So anything out of this game is a plus. So Marino has recovered from his little tight groin. I think the problem was with him. So Lamina will also need a rest. I told him I would give him a rest. So Sanchez is going to play instead of him. Obviously got the game-winning goal last time out, so Sanchez does deserve a start. Up top as well, Danny Ings is fit and ready to play again. Well, fit by Danny Ings standards, but Danny Ings will, of course, start up top instead of Manoa Gabbiadini. I'm going to play him as an advanced forward. That seems to be his preferred role in this system. Now, I have been torn, actually, to switch to a more cautious approach since we are playing away from home. And as long as we can hold on defensively, we do have enough about us the attacking quattro up top to really carve out maybe a couple of opportunities on the counter attack. So we'll switch to cautious for this one, and just hope we can contain this attacking front of Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane, Lucas Moura, Eriksen, and Acuna, I think, is a new signing for them. He paid 13.25 million. He's making his debut today, so I'm hoping he's not going to have a happy debut. So here we go, up against Tottenham. So I'm just going to send my assistant to the pre-match interview for this one. The interviews and stuff like that, the press conferences, I've been trying to do them when I can, but more often than not, I've just been skipping over them for now. I'm primarily focused on just making sure I keep my job. And ooh, Stuart Armstrong there. Good effort there from Stuart. First attempt of the game for either side, and it falls to us. Hoping that's a sign of things to come. Never mind. Harry Kane gets a goal here. 3 minutes in here. Harry Kane, 24th goal of the season. I'm not sure who was basically picking him up on the back post, but they didn't do a great job at it. Who was that? That looks like it was Wesley. Yep, it was Wes, of course. All right, another free kick here. Kuna's going to find Eriksen at the edge of the area, though. Bit of space there for Christian Eriksen, and he finds the back of the net. So 2-0 to Tottenham here, and you can say our game plan is pretty much going to be thrown out the window. I'm going to switch to positive now. Obviously, we have to have some attacking intent if we want to get anything out of this game. But lucky enough, them getting 2 goals early does mean we have time to respond at least. All right, Ryan Bertrand's picked up a knock. Looks like a bruised ankle, allegedly. That's a good ball into Armstrong. Oh, and Armstrong really should have found the back of the net on that effort. That's a clear-cut chance for Stuart Armstrong. He scored one from a header last week from across from Ryan Bertrand, but he couldn't convert this time. Here's Ryan Bertrand again, though, to Sanchez. Sanchez finds Toljan on the outside. That's a great-looking ball to Danny Ings. Oh, how did you miss? Danny Ings, how did you miss from there, son? Another day, it will be 2-2. We're actually not playing too badly since switching to positive again. What do I do here about Ryan Bertrand, though? Because he is unfit, but I don't have a left-back on the bench I can really use. I guess Toljan will be the best option to play left-back. And then bring in, I guess, Victor Moses to play right-back. I'm guessing that'd be the best choice, best option to do for now. Yeah, it's going to have to be that, isn't it? Yeah, so Jeremy Toljan coming in left back. Victor Moses, you can say wing back on support, because he definitely is better going forward. So any other changes to make? Could move Sanchez a bit more central here, get more involved in the attack. And then instead of Armstrong, I could have Gabbiadini. I could have had Gabbiadini there, playing more inside forward on attack, because that's what's got a majority of his goals from this season. He got 3 or 4 from that role, I think. So, all right, a couple of changes, one of them forced, obviously, going in the second half. We had a few chances there at the end. We really should be 2-2. I mean, as long as Armstrong and Ings would have taken those opportunities, it could easily be 2-2. So at least that gives me a little bit of heart, a little bit of hope. And then Harry Kane crushes it. Cool. I'll see how this is going to be. All right, this is Gabbiadini from the free kick on top of the roof of the net. Here's Oye now. He's going to get the ball into Harry Kane, looking for his hat-trick. But lucky enough first, he hits the top of the crossbar instead. So despite playing much better at the end of the first half, we haven't got into the game at all in the second. Here's Toljan, puts the ball in. Nobody was in there. Nobody made the effort to even try and make the run in the box there. Oh dear. Okay, so here's Wesley Hurt now on build the back. Poor ball to Sanchez, left him very short. Wanyama got in there with ease. So yeah, we're in danger here of being absolutely spanked, I think, here in the second half. Let's go ahead and change Gabbiadini back to support. Maybe that was a bit ambitious, trying to ask him to play on attack. Here's Wanyama over pile driving effort. Being a Saints fan, I know he can hit them pretty hard, and lucky enough, though, that was flying over the bar. Yeah, it doesn't look like getting anything out of this game. Let's go ahead and make a final change here. He was struggling fitness-wise. Bring off Danny Ings just because, well, Danny Ings, he's obviously injury-prone. I don't want to risk him, losing him for the next 3 games. But But here's Toljan now into advanced position. Forces a corner out of Aurier. And let's even get a goal here. A goal here might be a little bit of a confidence booster. Dos Santos puts it in. Vertonghen with the clearance. There's Renato Sanchez. Back to Giovanni. Cross it into Austin, who gets on the score sheet. Charlie Austin makes it 3-1. The first goal of the season there for Charlie Austin. Took him long enough to finally get on the score sheet. He's been immensely disappointing. I put him on the thumbnail because I imagine he would play a key part for me in this series. But that was a good finish, to be fair to him. Very, very brave finish as well. And with 20 minutes left to go in this game, maybe we're not quite dead yet. All right, so obviously my hope was misplaced after that chance from Charlie Austin. We're yet to carve any more opportunities out. So it looks like this game's going to finish here 3-1. If you look at the match stats, we actually haven't played that badly today. We had a couple of clear-cut chances. Possession was 50-50. Again, our performances really haven't been bad. Our results just haven't followed, unfortunately. Obviously, Tottenham a very strong side. Harry Kane, Eriksen getting on the score sheet today. Two immensely talented players, especially in Football Manager. So, take a look at his injury. Ryan Bertrand's only going to be out for a couple of days, which means he will be fit for the Burnley game in 4 days' time. If not, of course, we have Matthew Targett as an option. So, we still need 5 points for the next 3 games. Obviously, we'll make that happen in the next episode. At least we'll try to make that happen in the next one. We take on Burnley and West Ham and hope to secure my job by the time we play Man City. If not, it could be a very, very difficult task for me to keep hold of my role as manager of Southampton Football Club. But there you have it. That's the situation we find ourselves in. I actually get excited and thrilled to take on these challenges, even though it's been a very frustrating time, as you can see, as manager of Southampton Football Club. It's still a good time. Still a good time for me. I hope it's a good time for you. If you are enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, share it with your friends and family. And if you are enjoying my content, please hit subscribe to notification on. Obviously, there will be daily Football Manager 2019 videos. Even if I get sacked by Southampton, I'll work something out. I'll probably just do like another beta save of some kind. I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but I can figure something out. I'm pretty creative. But thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all tomorrow, where we try and save my job.